What's going on there, guys? I just got done watching the original Psycho, 1960, and I got some thoughts I need to get off to you guys. Anthony Hopkins, 1960, Alfred Hitchcock's classic, Psycho. I want to talk about the original Psycho and Psycho 2 for you guys and share my thoughts and expressionisms. Psycho 1 is about this girl who is on the run with a bunch of cash and is on the road, on a rainy road, very paranoid, and makes a stop, needs to make the quickest stop due to a severe rainstorm going on, and she stops over at the Bates Motel. She stops over at the Bates Motel. We get our first introduction to Norman Bates. Anthony Perkins, that plays very fucking good in this movie right here. Love his character in this. Even got a tattoo to represent Bates Motel. Yeah. And so she goes over there, getting to know Norman Bates, staying at the hotel. He is the owner of the hotel, and he lives right up the street. And she thinks it's Norman and his mother that lives there. That's what she's thinking. So she's, doing her thing at the hotel, unwinding, undressing, doing her thing. Norman gives her the room, and we get a close-up of Norman grabbing the keys of the room, and it looks like he's hesitant to determine on which room should I give her. Should we go to this room? Should we do this? He grabs the key. She goes into the room, and due to all the paranoia going on, she's pretty much in her own zone. Clueless on what's really going on. Clueless to know that Norman is really a sick son of a bitch, and that he doesn't live with his mom, and that he has the ins and outs of this hotel. He spies on the people. He checks up on the people. Now, we get a feel that Norman is a little off in the beginning with the conversation. Now, she's not too good herself. She's a little guilty of a little crime she's done. So they're both seeming a little iffy. We know why with her, but we don't know why with Norman yet. And then throughout the movie, keep in mind, guys, that jump scare, the biggest jump scare in Psycho history, the biggest, best jump scare in history, doesn't really happen until the middle of the film. It doesn't happen in the beginning, it doesn't happen in the end, as you would expect. It happens pretty much about 45 minutes into the film. And we get her going into the shower, doing her thing, and that is the first introduction and the first kill and the first horror taste into the movie. The movie pretty much feels like a drama. She's on the run. There's a cop that's on her ass. She's stealing cash. She's supposed to be home, this and that. So it's a drama feel type of story. And within that moment right there, that fucking best jump scene right there, that kill, is where the horror starts to pick up. It's not really a big, scary horror film. It's just really, I would say, a psychological horror / thriller / storytelling drama. So there you go. And so that's the first look that we get of, we don't know yet, of Norman Bates. We think it's really his mom. We think it's the mother doing the killings. We see someone dressed up looking as an old lady. She is holding a kitchen knife, and she is killing the girl in the shower, old school style that we know of, and with her blood being chocolate syrup. Some pretty tasty blood there. Like to make some chocolate milk. So we get that, and so the remaining of the film, we're thinking this is Norman's mom. He's telling the truth. Okay, yeah, he's not so psycho. The psycho maybe being his mom. Maybe he's off, but the psycho maybe is his mom. We're not sure yet, but we're intrigued. And later on throughout the film, we're getting people that are knowing that this Norman guy is a little off. He may have taken this girl out. Cops are on his ass. Her people are on her ass. The people are the people from the girl. From her people, the girl that died, the girl that has been killed, her family and her this and that are wondering where she is. Where does she go? Where that happened? This and that. We get a really good scene also of Norman hiding the crime. Great acting from him. We see the paranoia on his look. He's not really talking. It's just him. So he has to act and do all that for himself. Really good shit. Really good suspicion. He looks paranoid the whole time. And when he's getting confessed, he looks really good. He looks like he's just, he can't hide it. He can't hide it. It's all in his face and his body language. He's like, well, Well, you know, and it's just really good shit. I think he played that really good. And so he does really good with that. There's a scene where he's trying to dispose of her car, but the car's having a hard time going down. So he's like looking in hesitation, like, fuck, what's going on here? And then when he finally sees it go down, we get that grin on Norman. Again, you know what? These are the grins of a psycho, you know? These aren't really normal things to get really happy about. He's getting pumped over him hiding his crime. So, therefore, just doing some trippy shit like that, and him hiding his crime, and the people are on his ass. The people are wanting to stay at the hotel to get the ins and outs of what may have happened to the girl. So we get people that are wanting to get a room there. This guy's not really comfortable with Norman. He feels like he may know what he's been up to. Like, all right, yeah, like not getting too comfortable with him, real passive. Okay, well, if you can point me to the room, I got it from here. Thank you. And then he gets in the room and he's telling the girl, he's like, if he asks, we're just going to go out for some fresh air. They go over to the main office, the check-in, the lobby, and Norman isn't there, so they're scoping out the place. The guy and the girl scoping out the place, trying to find what they can find. Any suspicions, any evidence and whatnot, anything like that. And Norman finds him in his office and is like, hey, are you looking for me? And this and that. And they start to have a little confrontation. And he tries to block Norman from leaving. Norman hits him over the head. And that girl, she's in Norman's house by now. She's in Norman's house. Trying to look for the girl, trying to find what had happened. Is she here? This and that. As she's into the house, we see Norman's mom. We see Norman's mother in the room, and she is officially dead. She's officially dead. Norman has been telling the people that the girl up there, that's my mom, that's my mom. And everyone's just thinking, oh, okay. Some believe it, some don't. Us as an audience, we believed it. I believe that Norman's mom was maybe alive, maybe doing the killings and this and that. I thought that's great storytelling. That's a great taste and different taste of horror. And so, yeah, like Norman runs into the place and sees her in the house. Right when she sees the just Norman's mom, she's no longer here. She's dead. That's her. That's the skeleton of her. It's official. Norman runs into the room dressed as the mom. So we get literally within the same minute, the cat's out of the bag. It's her, or she is dead. It's Norman dressed up as her. And Norman comes over to her and tries to kill her as she finds out that, hey, like, you know, this is your mom and this and that. He looks trippy. He has a crazy look on his face. He is ready to just attack the girl and this and that. And then as he's doing so, the guy comes back from being unconscious and takes down Norman. Perfect timing. And so that is pretty much the taste of Psycho 1. We get the story of Norman Bates, of him, and he really is the psychopath. He really was dressing up as his mom and making these kills and keeping the mom legacy going. And in the end, they break it down of why they thought he was maybe doing this. He wasn't a transvestite, as I think that's the proper term. He was just somebody keeping his mother going, the legacy of his mother going. And anyone that threatened that's what made Norman kill. Anyone that threatened the relationship and the bond and the realism and her being alive. Anyone that threatened that between her and Norman, him and his mom, he was going to kill. He was willing to kill. And so I thought that was really fucking good. I really thought Psycho 1, the hype is real. It's 10 out of 10. I thought that was a really good fucking classic. I really enjoyed it all the way through. And I've known about Psycho 2 for quite a long time. I've seen Psycho 2 first, so I'm a little all over the place with this franchise. Being at Universal Studios as a kid, hearing that classic dana 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 dana, and just being like, all right, that sounds great. Which movie is this? Which movie is this? Psycho. I like that. It sounds like a sick fuck. I like that. Just as a kid, catching on in these little things and seeing just the shower scene and this and that, and you're like, okay, that's pretty fucking effective. Black and white, in the shower, knife, dressing up as a girl. That's some trippy stuff. And I was on board just as a kid. I'm like, all right, this is the shit right here. I really like this. And watching Psycho 2, really enjoyed it as a kid, but wasn't really the horror fanatic I am today. So I enjoyed the film from what I perceived it as and what I wanted it to be. But as seeing it now as an adult and for what it is, it's a great fucking film. I really think Psycho 2 is the best sequel to be made. That could be in the horror that could be in the horror genre, whatever it is. But in my opinion, I really think that Psycho 2 is one of the best follow-ups to, and even Psycho 1 being a classic film of its own, Psycho 2 is such an amazing follow-up to that, and I really give it credit. The director the director didn't even direct a lot of big films, directorial films around the time. So for him to come out and direct Psycho 2, it being one of the best sequels, I think, out there, I think that's really fucking props to him, dude. I think that's really fucking good. So Psycho 2, what I really liked about it too was Psycho 1 was Norman being the psycho in the story of him. But Psycho 2 pretty much follows up 20 years later, and it's the story of Norman and him wanting to be a good guy. It's a different story of Norman, and it's him wanting to be a good guy now. The beginning picks up of him being in court, the case and the case being dismissed and this and that. And it's Norman really just wanting to be good again. He is back at the hotel, back at the house with Mother. And he is wanting to just be good and just not wanting to just do what Mother says and just to have Mother tell him what to do anymore, have Mom in his ear, being in control, this and that. It's really Norman's wanting to be a man and grow up in this one, pretty much. It's like, no, I got this, Mother, stop. I got this, Mother. Like, and in the original Psycho, we get that Mother, blood. And in this one, it's really like the same thing. We get Norman wanting to just save this girl. There's a girl that works over at a diner. He's working at a diner, and he's having this girl stay with him. He's like, hey, I own a motel up the street, and if you want, you can stay with me, this and that. So they're staying together in Norman's house, but she heard about the rumors with Norman, like, hey, I heard you got locked up, this and that. And he's trying to say, like, hey, like, my mom went mad, you know? So I had a poison. I poisoned this and that, but I'm all right now. She's like, are you sure? Hey, yeah, they wouldn't have let me out if I wasn't. They wouldn't have let me work at the diner now, would they? And stuff like that. And it's like, so she's starting to gain some trust and feel for Norman. She's actually feeling for him. She sees it's not in a sexual matter. That's what I like about it too. It's not about the sex. It's really just about the friendships and relationships that they're establishing in this. It's like, I like this guy. I feel for him. I want to better him. And vice versa. She likes this girl too. She hears the trouble she has in her life, the troubles with her boyfriend. The boyfriend kicked her out. You can stay with me and this and that. I think that's really good stuff. Really good storytelling that fits this movie. And so with Psycho 2, he is holding back. He's trying to make her a sandwich. She's like, do you have a knife? And he opens his drawer and he's like, fuck. He's getting sparked up of it. And he's just like, damn it. I don't want to use that knife. It's like the drug habits thing. It's him seeing the tools or the paraphernalia, and he's like, fuck, I'm getting sparked up again. That's Norman to the killing. He sees these knives, and he's like, fuck. And then she goes, takes a shower. Norman's spying on her on the shower, and she's like, I feel like someone's spying on me here. But he's not killing her. He doesn't kill her. He's really just being weird and just trying. He's being weird, but he's trying, but he can't prevent it. He can't help it. And I think it's really fucking effective stuff. He's being weird, but he's like, fuck, like, I shouldn't be doing this. This is wrong, and stuff like that. And later on throughout the movie, she's starting to realize it's like, hey, like, the girl's mom, the girl that's staying with Norman, her mom, which was in the courtroom in the beginning, is telling her, like, hey, like, why are you staying with this weirdo? Like, this weirdo needs you and this and that. Like, what are you doing? And this and that. And she's basically saying, like, hey, Norman's all right. He's a good guy and this and that. And she's basically trying to tell him, like, hey, like, he's going to kill you. Believe me. He's going to get you. Stop. All this stuff. And then later on throughout the movie, there's this young couple making out, trying to find a place where they can get private and do their thing. They sneak over through Norman's window into the house. So they're in Norman's basement making out. This is the first kill that we pretty much get. Well, actually not the first kill. Norman kills the Toomey. the other guy that works at the hotel that's like, hey, like, you know, I'm Norman, or I'm Tubi, I work here and this and that. And Norman doesn't like him. He's like, hey, he's telling the girl, go upstairs, I'm gonna have a talk with him. Kills the fucking dude. And that was the first kill we get. So Norman's killing, it seems like he's killing the right people pretty much. He's killing the scumbag dude. And he's picking trouble with him at the diner, like, hey, look at this fucking scumbag. He's trying to pick a fight with him at his job. And he's like, fuck, I want to kill this fucking guy. And so the killing is pretty understandable in this one. And so later on in the movie, we get this couple that's making out. They sneak through. They're in the basement. And then same thing. She's like, hey, I think I hear something. And then as they're making out, we get a back view. We don't see the face. We just get the back view of the back of the head of Norman coming up with a knife and coming up and killing them. He kills the kid. And then the girl goes and tells the cops, like, hey, there's this guy, you know, he's killing. The sheriff's going to talk with him, like, hey, she says that her boyfriend was here and that, you know, he didn't come out and this and that. And he's like, well, what were they doing in here anyway? And stuff like that, which is really fucking good stuff. I really like that part. He's like, what are they doing here anyway? I like that. And so basically what's really good about this film, guys, is I know I've been giving spoilers and this and that. These are pretty old films now, so you guys can check them out whenever. They've been out for fucking years now. But what I really liked about this one is him just wanting to be a good guy, and the storytelling of this is really fucking good. We get Dean Cundey, which I believe he had his hands in the photography of the Michael Myers films, and you know how beautiful those Halloween films are. So that is pretty much copy and pasted onto this. Psycho 2, great photography, great works, great colors, all that good shit. And this is a good fucking sequel, guys. The ending even to this. The ending where Norman supposedly hits his mother. She comes in and she tells him that, like, yeah, like, supposedly I'm your real mother and this and that. And he hits her over the head. He hits her over the head with the shovel. And that is the ending of the movie. Seeing that ending even was just pretty much like, this is what Psycho does best with these fucking jump scares. In one, we get the shower scene with the knife and that classicness. And in the Psycho 2, we get that classic ending with Norman hitting his supposedly mother. The girl tells him, I'm pretty much your real mother. Oh, really? Bam! Hits her over the head with the shovel. Norman Bates is pretty much back. That is implying that Norman Bates is back in this ending, and just like he's going to remain a sick fuck. He was trying to be a good guy. He was trying to, you know, but apparently it wasn't working. And he is just set off again. And that is the ending of the Psycho 2. We get that amazing shot in the end, that amazing music kicking in, and some beautiful fucking shit, guys. Really, that ending to Psycho 2 is so badass. So it's so left field, and it's so just a beautiful shot all throughout the ending. It's just so great. We get that great music, and then they ended off with the slow, beautiful pianos in the end. Just like how they introduced the movie with banging ass pianos. That's how they ended it with. Such good fucking movies, guys. I really prefer Psycho 2 just because it's more of a rewatchable film. Psycho 1 is more of a storytelling film. It's one of those that you pretty much like want to pay attention. Not Psycho 2, you can't pay attention, but Psycho 2 is more of a rewatchable film. Not because of black and white, but because of its nature, I guess. So, yeah, guys, Psycho 1 and 2, both classics, both such good fucking films. Highly recommend them. The hype is real. These aren't just people just talking nonsense, and this isn't just a highly overrated film. These are both really top-notch films, guys. I really enjoyed these. Check them out. Start with Psycho 1 and then 2. That way you can get a good introduction and representation of Norman Bates, and just see, like, you know, how the man is like and how he operates and where he's coming from and why he does the things he does. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Those are my thoughts on Psycho 1 and 2. Check them out for yourself and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.